Right, this is a video I've been meaning to do for some time now, right? And I've mulled it over in my mind about an elaborate way that I'm going to be doing my weight loss update video. I was thinking about doing it in a good location. I was thinking about using props and some fancy art that I could use on a editing program or something. But no, I'm just going to be just honest. I've got my notes. I'm going to sit here in my office and I'm just going to tell you what happened, yeah, because it's going to be real, and that's what this is all about. But for the figures, you're just going to have to hang on a bit. So the chicken and broccoli diet really began for me back at the beginning of the year, after Christmas, when I come back to Stevenage from Wales. That's when I hit the chicken and broccoli really hard. I had been on it before Christmas, but sort of on and off it for a period of time, so there were days it was slipping behind. But when I got back here in the January, I made a vow that I was going to walk 10,000 steps every day. I was going to eat the chicken and broccoli 3 times a day, and that was going to be my aim. And then slowly I was going to reduce my weight, which I have done, right? So we are now in October, and I have been doing 10,000 steps every single day for, let me show you, I've just completed today's ones now. Day, if you can see that, that's day 277 days in a row. Even on days where it's been raining and cold and crap or even too hot, I still force myself to get out there and do then 10,000 steps. They were my guidelines, right? Some people say you can do a lot less. Some people say you should do a lot more. But that's what I targeted myself. And for that, for me, that's a big deal, because when I originally started doing, recording my steps, the most days that I'd done 10,000 in a row was 12 days. That's pretty shit. That's not good at all, really. So I'm well impressed with that. I really am, and I'm going to keep going for as long as I possibly can. Now, with the 10,000 steps, bear in mind I do quite a physical job, so I usually smash out the 10,000 steps at work easily, but there are days when I'm doing other things, driving around or whatever it may be, and I do a lot less, but I will get out there and I will make them up. But because I've been making these videos about visiting places, going for walks in the woods, through the fields, visiting churches, just doing this, my version of hikes. I mean, a lot of people would say in order to do a hike you need to do like 10 miles, but I'm doing it what I think is adequate. So I've been walking anywhere between 2 miles and 10 miles, you know, whatever I'm comfortable with doing, and that's what I'm going to continue to stick to, hopefully. So yeah, it's chicken and broccoli. Well, actually, it's chicken. It's now switched to chicken and green beans 3 times a day. I cook a big batch of chicken and tub it up, cube it up, and I make as many meals as I can. Simple as that. Really easy. Ain't got to think about it. It's just ready for me to eat. It's fantastic. It takes all that stress away from thinking to yourself, well, what am I going to eat today? You know, it's already there. It's done. Don't get me wrong, there are days where I fancy something else, especially at the weekend, and I incorporate other things into my diet as well. At the weekend I'll have something a bit different, you know, but I won't overdo it. Yeah, I won't pig out, you know. I'll be mindful of what I eat. I use on the phone, I use the free version of MyFitnessPal, so I log all of my calories as well, which I find that is a wonderful help. Also, I can't remember how long it has been now, probably about 2 months, I've given up the fizzy drinks. I was hooked on fizzy drinks. I started off with just drinking 7-Up, 7-Up Free, 7-Up Zero it is now. I was drinking that, but then I got fed up with that, and then I had this urge, which I mentioned in some earlier videos, about me drinking Iron Brew. And I was demolishing 2 litres of Iron Brew a day. So liquid calories was something that I was ignoring, You know, I weren't logging it, but when I looked into the amount of sugar that I'm having every day, it's fucking atrocious. So anyway, I gave up that. I bought a big bottle, a water bottle, and I was going to be drinking 2 litres of water every day. Now, because I don't like water, I weren't drinking the water. I was just not drinking. So that in itself is not healthy. So what I did, I started to buy lemon juice, lemon squash, and just make 2 litres of lemon squash a day, and that is now my drink. Obviously, I still have my cups of coffee, no problem whatsoever. But I'm more than certain that quitting the fizzy drinks has helped. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, I think that's helped me. And to be honest, now I'm like 2 months down the line, it isn't really an issue for me. Like I say, I have the coffee, I have the lemon juice, and every now and then I have a bottle of beer as well. So I'm not, I'm not making myself. I'm not denying myself pleasures. Do you know what I mean? I quite easily give it up and didn't have any side effects really. That I think that was one of the most easiest things that I did do. Another thing that I did when I started this chicken and broccoli, I did incorporate popcorn, and then the popcorn turned into peanuts as a snack. But I was finding my little 30-gram pots of peanuts were just becoming too easy to eat. So I'd have one with my lunch and then think, I want another one, and now I'd have another one, and then it would go up. It would become a habit. So I decided that's it. I'm not buying any peanuts anymore. So I pretty much am really strict with my chicken and broccoli 3 times a day. Don't get me wrong, occasionally there are hunger pangs, as they're going to be. I mean, it's an ultra low calorie diet, but those hunger pangs do go away, and they do get easier. Because I think a lot of it is in your head. It's like today, Friday night. I know tonight I'm gonna settle down later. I'm gonna have a beer, and I'll probably want something extra to eat. But as long as I'm careful and don't overindulge, I will be okay. I will have some rice cakes or something. I will have something to fill myself up. As long as you're not doing it regularly, I think doing the diet that I'm doing, I think consistency is key. And you are allowed the odd treat. You're not going to do yourself any favours if you are completely strict 7 days a week with nothing extra. You're just gonna. It's not sustainable. You're gonna fall to bits. But this way of what I'm doing is working absolutely. And I got the idea from. I can't remember the guy's name, but I will leave a link to his channel. I think his name's Paul or something. At the White House, right? Paul at the White House, something like that. It was a guy that was doing the chicken and broccoli, and it was him that inspired me to do it, because he lost a lot of weight, and then I see a bunch of other people on YouTube that had tried it and lost a lot of weight too. So I've been battling weight for years, right? And I've tried a million different diets. I'm not going to sit here and list them all because you'll get bored, but I have tried a lot. But doing this, I enjoy this. I like the taste of the chicken. I add a bit of sauce. It just works for me. It's nice. I enjoy it. So it's not really that much of a hardship. So I'm not going to give it up. Also, I incorporate 2 bits of salmon into my diet twice a week, because it's meant to be good, and I have got some arthritic hips, so having some fish oils in my body can only be beneficial. So twice a week I have salmon, which is fantastic. Just salmon, and I add green beans with that as well. So that's that. Now let me get to the cost. A tray of chicken at Sainsbury's at the moment, I think it's about, is it 1.5 kilograms, is £9.95, and at the moment that's cheaper than anywhere. You might find it cheaper elsewhere in a dirt cheap shop, but I've tried some cheap chicken, and you can tell that it's been injected with water, to bulk it up a bit. But Sainsbury's chicken is beautiful. Now I think it took 6-7 bits of chicken. I can cook all that up, slice it up, make it into cubes, and have it in about seven trays. and that will do me for a few days. So I think I spend about 30 quid a week on chicken, £8 a week on fish, and let's say a couple of quid per week on green beans. So it's not really a lot when you're cutting other things out, you know. And then at weekends, if I fancy something else, then I will. If I want a steak, I'll have a steak. You know, if I want a burger, I'll have a burger. But the weight is still pretty consistent coming off. So if you are going to try something like this, just make sure you incorporate something that you actually enjoy into your diet as well. Otherwise, you will fail. Sorry, I keep referring to my notes because I will forget stuff. And my first one is about feeling better. I feel better in the sense I've definitely got more energy. Absolutely. When I originally, at the beginning of this last year, I was very heavy and doing certain jobs at work, one of which was doing an initial marker measure of a football pitch, putting tape measures on the floor and pins and things, bits and pieces. Getting down to the floor and then getting back up again was a mission. Yeah, not only did it look awful, me trying to get up, but I was struggling to actually do it. It was really awkward for me to get up off the floor, you know, and that was it. I think that was one of the things that happened to me that made me realise that I fucking got to do something about it, because if I was going to carry on doing what I was doing, I wouldn't be able to get off the floor at all. So yeah. Anyway, but now, you know, down the line, and I've lost a considerable amount of weight. Yeah, I can get up off the floor a lot easier, and I've definitely got a lot more energy. I definitely can walk for longer. My sleep pattern is definitely improved as well. I mean, I still wake up a couple of times in the night, as we all do, but before I was really struggling with sleep, but now that's got a lot better. Would I recommend this? What I do? Now, it's not for me to recommend this diet to anybody else. Everybody, you know, you will all find your diet that works for you. So, you know, don't just take my word for it, because I'd hate for any of you to feel poorly because of what I've recommended. But I recommend it for me. It works for me. Am I going to carry on? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm going to carry on. Yeah. Nothing's going to change. I will continue to do what I'm going to do. What else do I do? I add a couple of vitamins into my diet as well. I have some extra vitamin D every day, and some vitamin K2, because the K2 makes the vitamin D go to the right place. Yeah, because you don't want vitamin D turning into calcium, is it, or plaque, and clogging up your arteries. You want that to go directly to your bones, and apparently that's the way you do it. But that's what I do, you know. Do your own research before you start taking your own vitamins. Right, other benefits for me is new clothes. New clothes, absolutely new clothes, and older clothes that haven't fitted, you know, now fit. Yeah, that in itself, when you realise you're now in a pair of trousers that's far too big for you, is wonderful. You know, the additional holes that I've had to make in my belt, you know, I know I could buy a new belt, but there's something quite rewarding about the fact that you can see where your waist used to be, and it's gone down. I quite like that. It's wonderful. So that's it. So that leads us to the end, apart from me revealing the numbers. Right, so in January 2022, when I first, you know, stood on the scales, I was in a bit of a denial then. I was very big, but I was over 25 stone. And that is about 158 kilograms, 159 kilograms. Yeah, that's fat. That's not good. That is like super morbidly obese, you know. and I knew I was that big, but I don't. I can't explain. It was like I was in denial. You know, it was a job for another day. And I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to tell you that oh, my mental health played a part in me eating, or somebody dying, made me eat more. It was me. It was all my fault. I was guilty. I like food. I ate too much of it. I lost control. And I just kept fucking eating, shoveling it in, not thinking about the consequences. Yeah, so it's all my fault. I'm completely guilty, hands down. It was me, and for no reason whatsoever. I just liked my food too much, and it ran away with me. Simple as that. Anyway, where does that leave me now? As from the 19th, oh no, sorry, the 3rd of the 10th, 3rd of October, I am now 19 stone 10.8. That's 120 kilograms. So that's 37 kilograms lost. That's the equivalent to 37 bags of sugar. Okay, so yes, I'm 19 stone. Yes, I've still got a long way to go. Apparently my ideal weight for my height is 14 stone. That's where I need to be. And I'm hoping I can get there, sooner rather than later. But I do know that the weight loss is slowed down somewhat now. I think my body's adapted. I mean, I can't be any more. I can't do any more of a caloric deficit because I'll end up starving myself. Exercise is a bonus, but it doesn't burn off that much. You don't. Again, you'd have to do your own research. But I'm telling you what is working for me. The weight is still coming down, but it is slowing down, and that's fine. That's fine. But I'm not going to torture myself further. I'm not going to cut away and have 2 meals a day, or take the sugar out of my coffee, or whatever it may be. I will get there. I will stick to this, and one day I will get to my ideal weight. So yeah, I am impressed. I am. I would like to get lower, and that day is coming. And I have got another self-improvement coming in the pipeline. And for me, it's a big deal as well, and that is getting my tooth sorted out. Yeah, one of my pet hates is the fucking dentist, because I was hurt when I was a youngster by a dentist, so much so I passed out in a chair. Yeah, and from that point, it scared the living hell out of me. I've been back to the dentist a couple of times, and I felt relaxed, and I've been encouraging myself to get there and get it done. But I've always procrastinated over that. I've always thought, no, that's a job for another day. Exactly like I was with my weight. So next week, I will be phoning up. I will be getting that appointment. And I'll start, things happening. Anyway, I'll leave that one there, and I'll keep you updated about that. I don't want to go on about that because I don't want to think about it. But yes, there we are. So yeah, we have lost 37 kilograms. That's 37 bags of sugar. Like I say earlier in the video, I was going to get 37 bags of sugar and show you that, but I can leave a picture, I'm sure, now of what it looks like, and you can go with that. Anyway, I'm going to leave this video right here now because I'm running out of things to say. You know what's happened. If you have continued to the end, then thank you very much. Thank you for the support. For the ones that have messaged me on Instagram, that's been very helpful and made all this worthwhile. So thanks for that. Please give me a like. Leave me a comment below. Yeah, leave me a comment if you've got any other ideas or anything. If you want to say anything, just leave me a comment, right? And give me a like. And I'll catch you again real soon.